The Idaho College Murders. A true story, November 13th, 2022. Imagine waking up in a quiet college town, Sunday morning. Nothing feels different. But inside a house just blocks from campus, 4 students are dead, and no one knows who did it. This isn't fiction. This is beyond the story. In the early hours of November 13th, 2022, 4 University of Idaho students were killed inside an off-campus home in Moscow, Idaho. The victims were Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogan, Zana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin. They were young, close friends, part of the same social circle. Their home on King Road was known for gatherings, a typical college house, multiple bedrooms, multiple roommates. That night began normally and ended in violence. Earlier that evening, the group had been out separately. Kaylee and Madison were seen at a local bar, later at a food truck. Surveillance video captured them laughing, ordering food, calling friends. Nothing appeared unusual. Zana and Ethan had attended a party nearby. By approximately 1:45 a.m., all 4 were believed to be back at the King Road residence. 2 other roommates were also home. They were not harmed. Sometime between 4 o'clock and 4:25 a.m., investigators believe the attacks occurred. Court documents later revealed a surviving roommate reported hearing unusual sounds, a voice saying something like, "There's someone here." Footsteps. A disturbance. At one point, she opened her door and saw a masked figure walking past her toward a sliding glass door. She described the man as wearing black clothing, bushy eyebrows, athletic build. The figure exited the residence. She locked her door. Police would later say she was in what they described as a frozen shock phase. The house went quiet. The next morning, around 11:58 a.m., a 911 call was placed from the residence. Initial reports referenced an unconscious person. When officers arrived, they discovered 4 victims. Each had suffered fatal injuries. There were no signs of forced entry, no weapon recovered at the scene, no immediate suspect. The brutality shocked the nation. How could this happen in a small college town, inside a shared home, with roommates present? Police quickly launched a large-scale investigation. The house was processed for evidence. Thousands of tips poured in. The FBI became involved. Digital evidence, surveillance footage, and phone records were examined. One of the first major breaks came from video canvassing. Investigators identified a white Hyundai Elantra seen repeatedly in the area around the time of the murders. The vehicle appeared to circle the neighborhood. At approximately 4:04 a.m., it was captured driving near the residence. At 4:20 a.m., it was seen leaving at a high rate of speed. Police publicly requested information about the vehicle. That announcement shifted the investigation. Behind the scenes, law enforcement had identified a potential suspect, Bryan Kohberger, a criminology PhD student at Washington State University. Just miles away from Moscow, he owned a white Hyundai Elantra. Cell phone data later indicated his phone had traveled near the King Road residence multiple times prior to the murders. In the early morning hours of November 13th, his phone appeared to disconnect from the network. It reconnected later near his residence. Investigators would argue this suggested an attempt to avoid tracking. The most critical piece of evidence, according to the probable cause affidavit, came from DNA. A leather knife sheath was found at the scene. On it, a single source of male DNA. That DNA was eventually linked to Bryan Kohberger through genetic genealogy and a cheek swab collected after his arrest. The knife itself was never recovered. In late December 2022, Kohberger was arrested in Pennsylvania at his parents' home. He had driven cross-country weeks after the murders. During the arrest, police seized items from the residence and his vehicle. The case transitioned from mystery to prosecution. But questions remained. Why this house? Why these victims? Was it targeted? Random? Investigators have not publicly established a confirmed motive. Court filings suggest the suspect may have stalked the residents. Phone records indicated prior visits to the area. But the defense has challenged aspects of the digital evidence. The legal battle continues. The King Road house was eventually demolished, but the psychological weight remains. The case raised national conversations about campus safety, digital footprints, surveillance, and the reality that violence can occur without warning. As the trial process unfolds, prosecutors argue the evidence forms a cohesive timeline: vehicle surveillance, cell phone data, DNA on the sheath, eyewitness account. The defense has indicated they will contest the interpretation of that evidence. In the American legal system, the presumption of innocence remains until proven guilty in court. What makes this case especially disturbing is its proximity: a shared house, unlocked sliding doors, friends asleep upstairs, a quiet neighborhood. No sign of chaos from the outside, just one night that changed everything. Some crimes leave chaos behind, others leave silence. In this case, it was silence that lingered. A house that once held laughter, now known for something else entirely. Some people fear what happens in dark alleys, but sometimes the most unsettling crimes happen behind familiar doors. This has been Beyond the Story. And remember, the truth is always darker.